The corporations have not yet won.
Community still exists in small tucked-away areas not often talked about.
Artists and businesses beginning to thrive in places thought to be defeated.
Dave, I like to call him David Francis.
And I, Tom Maslowski,
are here to give you a glimpse of what's going down in downtown J-Town.
We're going to be interviewing all of our favorite musicians,
Artists and business owners
that give every ounce of themselves into what they do.
Hello, I would like to welcome you to another episode of What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. I'd like to introduce to you my co-host and engineer magician, David Francis.
I'm a little sore from getting thrown under the bus today.
Whoa. What corner were you standing on?
No, you threw me under the bus, dude.
Which way? We are here in Third City Sound in downtown Joliet, above our favorite venue, Chicago Street Pub. We have a very special show tonight. Two of my oldest friends and two of some of the original musicians in this area that really got things started. Bret Figura and Phil Lazzari. They're going to be
Tom.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Dave.
What are we going to do?
Hi.
I asked them to come in the studio tonight. I've never seen these two guys not be in a band together. Well, it's rare. It's rare that these two are not in a band together. So I thought it would be interesting to have the two of them just get together and just improvise. They're going to be off the cuff tonight. They're just going to do whatever comes to mind, and I know we're all going to enjoy it.
I think we're going to do a stand-up act tonight.
Whatever. I said improvise. I don't even care if it could be just not interpretive dancing because no one can hear that. Are we okay?
Yeah.
So no dancing.
No dancing.
Fellas, take it away. Gentlemen. Hello. That was awesome.
That was very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
That was something.
It was.
And also, thanks for the guest appearance on the theme song.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Theme song version 2 now we have.
Big fan. Big fan.
I think I could have done better on that. I was kind of.
It was fun. It was improvisational. It's the theme of the whole show. It was great.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I was 16 years old, one of the very first drummers I've ever played with ever in my entire life was you, Bret Figura, and that's exactly what we did up in your bedroom.
Bedroom in
It
Frankfurt.
was you, Ed Nudd, and myself.
Yeah, everyone was in Brett's bedroom.
Yeah, hey,
It's a place to be.
you fit everything in there too. That giant yellow, was it a pearl kit?
It was. Well, at the time you came, yeah. There was. I had a Pearl export that I had with me for years.
Yeah.
Until fairly recently.
And I think even then you had a cymbal with rivets in it, did you not? A big giant ride cymbal?
It was another China like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Dave. Oh, here we go. Yes, microphone. The drummer doesn't know.
Hello.
But Dave Balsey, he lived behind what is that bar over there in Frankfurt Square? And
I can't remember.
yeah.
Club 30.
It's been the Chandelier was originally the Chandelier, then the Edge or whatever. But he lived like right behind that, and he went to go to the bus stop one day or whatever, and saw a box of cymbals there, and he
Stole
took
them.
he stole them, so he threw them into the into the prairie until he got home from school, and then he gave them to me.
Kids, do not try that at home. That was an accident. It was a happy mistake.
This ride cymbal still is one of those cymbals.
At least you keep using it, right?
Wow.
And then I remember I broke my E string during the jam.
How
I was
do you
like,
remember
oh,
that
man.
stuff?
Because it was my first time ever playing music with anybody.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll never forget the panic that I had of like, great, here I am playing with some people and I break a string. And I did not know anything about notes or anything. And Ed Nudd was super cool. He's like, no, man, it doesn't matter. Look, come on. Who cares? Just play something here. I'm like, oh, man, thanks a lot. It was a great time. But we improvised the entire night. We didn't do that whole afternoon. I think my mom gave me a ride, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't even drive yet. And then I remember meeting Phil Lazzari in psychology class.
Yeah,
Oh,
was
wow.
that
Yeah.
Mr. Hoffman?
Mr. Hoffman.
Mr. Hoffman. Me, you, Rob Gertis.
Yep. Oh, I know Phil plays guitar. I'm like, oh, yeah. And he was all low key. Yeah, I kind of play some guitar. Yeah, I don't know. And then I saw you guys.
I think those were the only words I spoke in high school. Was to you at one time in psychology class.
sitting behind us, yeah.
And then I just eat alone in the cafeteria.
The mad scientist formulating his plan.
Yeah, about how it would kill all of you. But hey, it turned out that we became friends.
And music saved us all.
Put
So,
that off until another day.
the first time I saw you play, though, was actually, do you guys remember Threshold Music?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
That was our home base.
That was
Before Chicago Street was the home base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
I
first
worked
show.
there.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, after college.
I remember going, I think it was the first show they ever had there. It was outside in the courtyard.
Yeah.
And it was the version of Gowhead. Ggreat band. And do you guys still have music out there? It's not online probably, though, is it?
I put some stuff out online.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gowhead was a great band, and I mean that's all those same people practically are still playing out here. It was Dave Ballsy was playing piano, Mike was on bass.
Yep.
The two of you guys, Kraus was playing percussion, that whole
Right.
giant percussion.
Big xylophone.
Yeah. Joel Arweiler playing guitar.
Mike Walsh
Mike Walsh
played
too.
with us.
Yeah.
I just talked to Mike the other day about putting a music book together.
Oh, nice.
But then you guys, would you please mind giving the audience the rundown of all the bands? I mean, I'm talking Eggs U Ensemble, all of it.
Do you want to start?
Do it all, Brett.
Ping
Know 'em all.
pong. When was the first band that you actually? Can you guys start with? Was there something before Gowhead?
With us two?
Yeah.
Well,
So
no,
how did the
that,
two
that
of
was
you-
the first group. Gowhead Groovin', and that was the original name. And then a lot of people started saying the word groovin' and whatnot. So we're like, let's get rid of that, and just became Gowhead. And And then people would call us Cowhead, and
Yeah. Cowhead.
yeah, just went with it. But yeah, that was the first group, the trio, me, Bret, and Mike Balsai.
Now, how did you guys meet each other? I know I kind of met you through school. Is that where you guys met too? Was just at Lincoln Way?
Through Balsai.
Through
right?
Balsai. Yeah, I have known Dave and Mike since grade school. And by the time I got to high school, I'd gotten like all, marching band was like my life and drumline. And so like I kind of lost track with some of those old grade school friends, but somewhere along the line, Mike must have got in touch with me and he was playing with you. I had not known you yet though. We met when we first started playing, I think.
Well, it was probably at your house.
Yeah, in the garage or my bedroom.
Yeah, or the bedroom.
All right, so let's hear the list. Because I know there was like about 18 different versions of Gowhead. But after Gowhead, what came next?
All right, so after Gowhead was Wonderloaf, correct?
I think it was Ensemble Exu.
Ensemble Exu before Wonderloaf.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Exu was, Ensemble Exu was a project with Phil, myself, Debbie, oh man, what is
That was like the steel pan.
Brooks.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of her maiden name. Debbie Brooks.
Jason Smothers on the bass.
And
Great
Jason
bass
Smothers on
player.
bass. And it was originally actually me, Debbie Brooks, Mike Walsh.
Mike Walsh, that's right.
And we just never kind of got that version off the ground out gigging. So I drug Debbie, who was my friend from Western, over to Phil's house. And somehow we got Jay Smothers involved. I don't remember, but he was in Leadfoot, right? He was in that scene
forget
somehow.
He
where
came to
it came
Leadfoot
from.
eventually, for sure, yeah, which is
Yeah.
another colossal band.
Yeah. So there's this big, like, sort of ancestral musical community. But so, Ensemble Exu, we performed for a while.
Yeah, and then
What kind of
Wonderloaf.
music was that? What was Exu Ensemble? What would you classify that as?
It's like we mix like Caribbean,
fusion-y,
Afrobeat,
Caribbean funk.
funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Soca.
instrumental, which is like kind of our thing, I guess, is
Yeah.
like instrumental music with the exception of Wonderloaf and Stone City Stragglers when other side projects.
Originally with Gowhead, Chris Faby was a singer for a
Oh,
very,
true.
very short period of time.
Yeah.
And like we just never could find any singers until let's see, Ben Mullen joined the band.
Oh,
And
Kelly
somehow,
Cruz.
Yeah, he knew Kelly or something like
Yeah.
that. And
I think there was so many players that went through Gowhead. I mean, there was so many that play in all these other bands now that at one point in time may have been in Gowhead at one point or another. I mean, Jake Cullen, who was the Kuda? Joe Kuda.
Joe Kuda.
Becca
Now-
Mahalik,
Yeah, Becca.
You guys were
Josh
definitely
Berman.
Josh Berman for a little bit.
Now Becca Mahalik also played with you guys too when you guys came back from school and you were doing all that avant-garde stuff and Starbucks.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Now-
I kind of skipped past that.
Well, but before you guys even played any of that stuff, you were
Yeah.
doing some pretty progressive music even back when that first show in high school. What got you guys doing that? Was it being in band, or were you listening to that stuff?
Drugs. No, not for Bret, but
But I mean, was it a certain kind of? Was it Zappa, or was Fish even around at that time? Were they even?
You know, I really got into Fish pretty heavily with Kevin Krause in high school and with these guys and Zappa. Like that all started probably like my junior, senior year. And we formed, was it your senior year? My junior year?
I think so.
Yeah.
So you
that
were
was
into some heavy stuff like
93.
right from the get-go then.
Yeah, thanks to like all the guys in drumline and marching band and stuff. Being turned on to early on, even like that goes back to my family, but like, just Keith Tolk, Jeff Bella, and Barrett Harvey, those three guys would come and help out with the drumline, along with Randy Rogers.
Now,
and-
Barrett Harvey and Jeff Bella are currently in the Righteous Hillbillies. They've been mentioned on the show, I think, 3 or 4 times already. We're going to have to get them up here now, What were you doing before drumline, Bret? I mean, were you always playing drums? What age did you start playing drums?
I begged my parents probably from about 4th grade till I finally got some stuff when I was in 6th grade. I think I got sticks and a practice pad, and then shortly thereafter I got my dad's drum set because my dad plays, and my mom plays guitar. They were in a wedding band together, but I didn't really see them perform by the time I got old enough. They had kind of stopped. But my mom would play around the house guitar and kind of just sing for fun. And my dad had pretty much like quit, and so his drums were kind of laying around, and I got the itch. So I think they finally gave me that stuff around 6th grade. So
Kind of wanted you to make sure that you wanted to actually play. And not
I
just
think
bang
so.
on it.
Yeah.
Look, and now were you taking lessons? Were you in any kind of?
I was pretty much self-taught all through junior high until I got to high school, and then my brother Sean had a friend, Steve Yarborough, who I think still plays, who gave me some lessons for a while. And I was friends with Kevin Krause in grade school, and he was in, I think, grade school drumline, and he had talked me into coming out to the Lincoln Way drumline to join and stuff. And so that's where I learned how to read music and got an education.
So Kevin Krause has been a staple in this whole thing since like day one then.
Yeah. I owe a big debt to Krause for nudging me into that whole scene and giving me a musical education.
Now, Phil, I didn't meet you until you were like around 16 or whatever. When did you start playing?
I started playing, I think, when I was 12 or 13, and I think like most kids wanted to play drums first.
Same here.
My parents, like most parents, did not like that idea.
No, not at all.
Of an uncoordinated kid just banging away on drums. So they let me get a guitar. That was my 8th grade birthday present. It was like a Les Paul Black Beauty knockoff I got for like $80 from some guy in the Penny Saver or whatever.
Awesome.
Was it an Epiphone or was it just like a
no
no-name?
not like no name thing. I had no idea what it was. And that was, I guess, kind of a perfect guitar. It was a Slash that really caught my ear at the time, and I wanted to make that sound. I wanted to play the opening, like the Sweet Child of Mine.
Yes.
And that kind of things took. I don't know if I ever learned how to play it, but I stuck with the guitar. Yeah.
As I say, your tone is legendary, and I know Phil and I are in a couple bands together, and sometimes I'm vocal about how I want it to sound. But your tone, like I could be in a different country and not know that you were there, and hear your guitar sound and know immediately that it was you playing. It's like a force of nature. What was the first amp that you had?
First amp was a some sort of PV. I forget.
That's everyone's first amp, right?
Yeah,
the PV. If you're our age,
right, and didn't really know anything about amps. But the next amp I had after that was a '77 Fender Twin Silverface, and that
no big deal, just like my favorite amp ever of all time.
And then I had that amp for many years, just until recently, and it's still a sore subject.
Oh man, yeah, no,
You know
nothing.
the story.
Yep. Do. Dave, what about you? What was your first amp ever?
It was some sort of PV.
Is it
No. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit younger than you guys. I had a crate.
a crate? Yeah.
I started with a crate and an Epiphone Les Paul that I have not seen one like it since.
The
It doesn't-
quilt top. You had the lemon burst quilt top.
No,
right?
that's my current one.
Okay.
I replaced a cherry burst that's a slightly different size than most Epiphone Les Pauls. It's really weird and it sounds awesome, but the neck and the fretboard parted their ways at one point.
That's never a good parting.
Yeah, just like everybody else, Les Paul and a distorted amp, and away we go.
Yeah. That was, I think the first guitar I ever got was an acoustic guitar, and someone told me to get it because I didn't have enough bass students. And they're like, well, you know what, man? Maybe you should just like play some guitar and just get some students that way.
Of
And I was
course.
like, oh, okay.
Why don't you just change what you do and you'll get more students?
So I did. I actually quit playing for a couple of years because it was so bad. I was trying to play bar chords and things on an acoustic guitar, and it was a bad acoustic, and I was a bad guitar player. So, yeah.
I'm still a bad guitar player. So
I've gotten a little better, but yeah, that was my first guitar. It was a really, really, really bad acoustic guitar. The first amp, of course, totally was a PV. It was definitely PVs all around.
My second amp was a PV. Yeah.
And the PV Mark III. My uncle was super cool, man. He took me to, I think it was Music Crib in like at 111th or something. And I chose the wrong bass though. So he walked in, there was 2 basses for $200. He's like, all right, man, you could take the plain black Charvel, like a typical looking bass, or you could take this one. And it was a BC Rich Warlock, man. It was like red and pointy. I'm like, oh man. And it was
Pointy bass.
Yeah, it was the worst bass ever. I should have taken the Charvel. Like this, I swear the BC Rich is why I had carpal tunnel.
But it looks so metal.
It looked so cool, man.
It looks so metal.
Sounded so bad. It was actually the Platinum Series, Dave. So it truly looked metal. So, all right, we never got the full rundown of all the bands. What bands are you in right now?
So we have The Real Gone, which is the surf rock band that we started with you.
Yes.
With you.
With you. Years ago, probably back around 2007, I think is what I have some pictures from early gigs.
Yeah, I mean, at least, right?
Yeah. UI, Phil, and Matt Schlachter.
Yes.
And then, that's still going with Joe Rowan on bass. And then we
and that band has seen almost as many versions as Gowhead did.
yeah.
True.
I mean, holy cow.
True that.
Okay, so it was...
It's us. There's something with us. People like us for about 6 months and then move on to other things.
Or you just, you're just kind of like roping in all the
Revolving
talent
door.
and
I
like
don't
getting
get
us all in shape to go on to make all these other bands.
Wearing you out, and then
You're like,
we got to grab somebody else and wear them out.
Well, because there was the 4 of us, and then I ended up playing rhythm guitar with Bella playing bass.
Right.
And then it was the 3 of you guys, and who played guitar after me? Was it Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Ray Ramirez,
And then
John
in came-
Williams. After that,
wow.
John Williams.
I don't remember that guy.
We had Beck on sax for a while, and then we had Mike Cash Michaels.
Cash Michaels on saxophone.
Yeah.
for a while.
Aaron Wright on saxophone.
Aaron Wright on sax for a while. All these people are great
Now
players.
we're back to a trio.
Back to a trio.
Matt Gandersky too. He's
Matt
a great.
Gandersky.
Gandersky.
I-
Is
on
it,
guitar.
the Grit and the Double Knit?
Yeah,
That band is great, man. They were
Yeah.
great too.
yeah. It would have been great to do more with him. That guy was so busy.
And then Phil, you and I are in Colonel Chloroform
Colonel
together
Chloroform.
with a bunch of other.
We're back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Chloroform. So we got that. We got Hi-Oh with Phil, myself.
Formerly Gordian Knot for one show.
Yeah.
And then we changed the name.
Now,
And,
what style is that? How would you describe that one? Because that was pretty eclectic to me. Like, if you guys had to put into words, hi-oh, what would you say?
I mean, I tell people when they ask, I say we're kind of like hearkening back to 90s rock, influenced by like Ween, Pearl Jam, Faith No More. I don't know, Phil. Any other ideas?
That's kind of.
I hear some like bungle stuff in there sometimes too. It makes me think of that.
cool.
With
Thank you.
yeah. I mean, it's got that style of like ultra eclectic. The song can go this way and that way. It doesn't really have to.
Yeah, we don't have any rules. Yeah,
Which is a lot of
sure.
fun. It's really cool. And Jeff Forsyth is singing for you guys on that one, right?
Jeff and Jim Allen on bass.
And now you're also, Brett, in. Is it Matt Biskey in the Island City? Are you guys still playing?
I just recently left that band.
I apologize for bringing
There
up
you go.
the subject.
That's all right.
But
Come
it
on.
was
I
a
didn't
great
broadcast it.
it was a great band. Matt Biskey is a
Yeah.
great songwriter. I'm sorry,
is.
Dave, you're trying to talk. What's up? And then could you give us 2 minutes back on the clock?
And go.
So, and then it was really great actually to see you guys get back together for that reunion show at Hopstring Fest with the Stone City Stragglers. That was amazing. I didn't know you guys at that point. I was not around. And to see it, everyone was always talking about it. It was on the jukebox at Chicago Street Pub before they changed over to the digital stuff. Damn that thing. I really missed the local CD jukebox. Anyway, it was great to see it. And I mean, you guys, I did sneak up and see part of the rehearsal too, and it was great. It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was assembling the vocal booth.
Oh, that's right.
At the time, and I was really enjoying that real reunion practice.
Are there any projects in the works that we don't really know about that are coming up in the near future?
I really want to somewhere in the future start this like early R&B jump blues thing.
I'm in for that. I'm in for that big time. I'm
Okay.
in for that. I've been trying to get someone to do that with me, and no one will do
you
it with
serious?
me. Yeah.
There we
All
go.
I've been listening to is Louis Jordan and Louis Prima and all that kind of stuff, like Jimmy Witherspoon and all those
Okay.
kind of guys. Bartholomew. What the heck's the guy's name? Who drank my beer while I was in the red?
Nice.
And we also got Ellis Wright will jump in on saxophone with that too.
I've already contacted him.
Do we have a jump blues
talked to
guitarist? Oh no, I got an upright bass fixed up. That's really, really crazy.
Nice.
It was great having you guys up here though, because the both of you have been a huge influence on my playing since I started. And that's it.
That's it.
Those are the magic chimes.
Oh.
Well, it was great to have the infamous writing duo of Figura and Lazzari here in the studio tonight.
Yeah, thank you for
And,
having
Thanks
us.
for having us, man. You're doing a great work up here with this show.
Thank you.
Documenting the area.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate that. And in the spirit of all of our goofy bands that we've been in, known and unknown, in that improvistic nature. Is that a new word I can make up? Improvistic?
Improvisationalistic.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's all.
Supercalifragil.
I mean, I've said that word so many times, I want a new one. Improvistic.
Improvistic.
Can you guys
Yeah, that's-
close
that's
us
great.
off? I'm sorry.
Close.
Close.
Close us off.
You're standing too close. Once again, I would like to thank Bill Aldrich for letting us, week after week, use his wonderful studio here at Third City Sound.
Without his knowledge.
We gotta mention Bill was in Gowhead. We didn't mention Bill. for
Oh,
years.
man, that's going to be bad news, man.
Bill.
Ben Mullen got a shout out for Bill.
Bill was in that. Sorry, Bill. We did not mean to forget
Bill
you.
won't listen to this thing anyway. So
Wow, that was like
Not
three
nice.
low blows, like all in a row there. Dave loves when I say, after every sentence.
dead air.
We are going to let Phil and Brett improvic us away this evening.
Improvitas.
Improvetso us away from this dang world we live in. Thank you, Dave Francis, for doing sound.
Francis.
Thank you, Tom, for doing the hosting and stuff.
I'll shave your head tomorrow. And please take a listen to the other episodes. Come see a show at Chicago Street Pub. Go to the Drunken Donut. Look at all the bands and photos I have on the Facebook page and get their links. Go see some places. Go to some breweries. We'd love to help
Take
you.
a walk on the beach.
Take a walk on the wild side. Brett and Phil, let's make some magic. That was great. I was just going to ask you guys, can you get a little bit trippy for a second? And without asking, Phil did it for me.
Mind reader.
That was great. Thanks again, you guys, Bret and Phil, for being up here. Bret Figura
Thank you
and
so
Phil
much for having
Lazzari.
us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks,
great.
David Francis.
And I cannot wait until we get into the second season where you guys all come back with your full bands.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be fancy in the pants.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot we didn't even delve into.
Yeah. We were just
Yeah.
about to start getting crazy there, and then we ran out
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
From downtown Joliet at Third City Sound, above Chicago Street Pub, Dave Francis and I, Tom Maslowski, we're happy to give you a glimpse of what's been going down in downtown J-Town.